Isunamitch here, and that is my collection of Isuzu cars. So today I'm gonna show you my 5 cars I have here. I'm about to store them put them in storage for winter. So I thought I'd make a small video here showing you these 5 cars. Obviously I have other cars, as you can see. Some are stored, some are undergoing some repairs. Let's start with this one. This one is the 1992 Geostorm base model. There was a slight issue with the automatic transmission because the car has only 50,000 clicks. Yeah, it has only 50,000 clicks with this car, and the automatic transmission, the seal in between the torque converter and the transmission was bad because it was probably dried up. So I installed a manual transmission with long gear ratios. It's different than the transmission in the other cars because it has a transmission from a Chevy Cavalier 2.0 RS from 1988 and 1989 probably. So yeah, this is my small Geostorm. I purchased it a few years ago from a lady in Quebec City and didn't have much miles on it, and by driving it a few times, we realized that there was a problem with the car, or probably my brother, when he drove it for a few months, it developed the issue with the automatic transmission. So now it's all fixed up. The body work last winter during the winter months, and to replace the transmission, as I told, I changed the thermostat. Wasn't having its normal temperature. So yeah, this is a base model. So it doesn't have the intermittent wiper. You have intermittent wiper here on the right side. It has only 54,000 something kilometers. It has the basic cassette radio. It didn't have AC. It doesn't have AC. Yeah, the replacement for the transmission pretty straightforward. You had to add the pedal for the clutch, and shifter and shifter linkage with the cables going to the transmission. And you got to figure out how to install a backup wire, the backup lights for the reverse. Yeah, so yeah, I did a little body work, like the floors on the driver's side was pretty damaged from the rust. As you can see, it's not a perfect job. I didn't have the matching paint color, so I did use the Ford metallic green color. I think it's for the Ford Windstar or something. Let's see the engine bay here, if I can open this up. Yeah, can open this up quickly. Yeah, I don't have I have my working pants on because I'm working outside, and yeah, I couldn't stand spending this beautiful autumn day inside. So yeah, I'm working a little bit outside, not a lot, since I have an injury with my left side, as you guys know. So yeah, I just put on my Live the Dream t-shirt for now, just to make this video presentation. Yeah, so yeah, this one is the 12 valve single overhead cam engine. This is pretty much the same block as the other ones. It's 4xe platform, which I explained in the previous video was a little bit like the Toyota 4AG. I don't know if you can hear me very well with this mic setup. So yeah, I changed the transmission. I had to put in the clutch cable, the shifter cable. I replaced the bushing into the shifter quadrant box with a, I think it's a Ford or GM door pin replacement bushings right here. And yeah, this car is pretty clean. Otherwise, actually, I did change um, the front suspension. I put the springs from the back of the back of these cars. Had some laying around, so I put it in the front with rear top hats, and it lowers the suspension about 1.5 inches. But it's okay with this engine because it's not as heavy as the other ones. But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend on the other cars as they're heavier. So yeah, there's a little bit of work I need to do still here, and yeah, it's pretty much it. I actually installed some LED flashers inside. You cannot see with the during the day there, but they flash pretty good. Had a lot of I have more light than usual. I replaced this panel. I already had it in stock. The it's not the original panel. Obviously, it says Gemini I'm sure, but that's not it. It's quite not the panel that goes on there. So I already had it in stock, so I replaced it with this one. That's prettier than the black plain one. I did that on my other Storm, GSI Storm from 10 years ago. If you remember the black one I had with the Supra wing, maybe you don't know about it. I reviewed my past cars in future videos. Yeah, I found those mag wheels at Kenny Opel in Ontario. I saw pretty much the same car at a yard in Kenny Opel. So next day I was there and I picked up the rims. There was no center caps, although I found a yard luckily that had a set of those that I bought and currently painting them. So this car is it's pretty complete now. It's gonna stay that way. I have bigger tires in the front. I wanted to make the car. I wanted to make the car as much economical as possible. So yeah, there's tinted windows in the back. I really like it. There's no wiper on this one though. It's just a little bummer in the rain or in winter, but I don't plan to use that in winter though. Neither of these cars actually are gonna be using it during the winter anymore. So yeah, moving on. This one is the first, well, not the first, the second ISUZU stylus I've owned along the years. The first one was a black one, and it was way too rusty to restore, so I parted it out. I still have a lot of parts out of the black car I purchased first. I still have a lot of parts off of it. So yeah, this one is 1991, the only year that we had in Canada. This one is probably my favorite car alongside they're all my favorite cars. I really like my baby, the blue Impulse RS, and the wagon back as well. So yeah, this 1991 stylus, I bought it from a guy in Montreal more than 10 years ago actually. I did a little bit of work along the years, but now it started to deteriorate a little bit because I didn't drive it for 2 or 3 years prior to this year, because it had a fuel pump issue, and some brake issue. I had to change the brakes, and yeah, my budget is pretty limited, so I had to wait in order to buy the parts. So yeah, this one I actually put some JDM parts on it. You see there's clear turn signals. There's also the clear corners. Usually these doesn't light up with the flasher. It only lights up for the parking lights. I also upgraded the fog lights with some other units because the original one were bad, were cracked. They're not fancy lights. They're just like ATV lights. I also ordered this front panel from Japan. It's from a Gemini Imsher from Japan. What else? I've got the Geostorm GSI wheels with the Imsher, yeah, Imsher center caps. They're not all installed there, but the Imsher center caps, yes, I ordered them from Japan. That does also the Funny Factory side skirts from Japan, which was an aftermarket product back in the day. I also got the rear spoiler, and in addition to the spoiler on the deck lid, which is factory. I also got these pieces for the windows. It's super rare. What else do I've got here? I got the dash rack to put some drinks on because these cars doesn't have a drink cup holder. I also got this nice steering wheel, Momo steering wheel from Japan. It has some scuff marks, but otherwise it's pretty solid unit, pretty nice unit. What else here? Yeah, this car is like drives like crazy. It's got a upgraded muffler, and I changed the O2 sensor so it screams. I did get the car tried by my buddy Nicola at Good Enough Motorsports. He tried it out. I didn't release the video yet. I didn't have time. Well, I have to concentrate on some other things. Yeah, there's this center panel here. Is also from Japan. It's a JDM center panel garnish, and there's the 93 stylus taillights from the United States. These ones, they have the side bulb for parkings. So yeah, it's pretty rare parts on this one. There's a lot of work to do still. You see, I don't have the cover for the speakers in the back anymore. They're laying around somewhere. There's some rust to fix, unfortunately. And there was this piece actually was broken by my dad. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. Unfortunately, this one would be very hard to find this part because in Japan it's on the driver's side. So getting a replacement for this one will be very difficult. So probably I'm gonna bring it to a shop that welds the plastic, and they're gonna be able to fix it for me. I hope they can fix that. Also, the moldings here are NLA, I think. So I had to work up a replacement for these ones. If you check on this side, actually I already installed a replacement. I found out that the Suzuki Aereo, you see I have a Suzuki Aereo, the red one over there, featured in other videos. So yeah, the door moldings from the Suzuki Aereo actually fits on the girder. I mean the door. I had to cut. I don't remember if it's this one or the front one. I cut them out to fit the door. Here, there's a little bit of a gap here, and there's kind of a gap you can see with the paint. I don't know if you can see, but the paint is nice underneath. But on the side there, the clear coat is peeling. So this is the demarcation. When they did the new paint, I think they didn't even remove the moldings. So yeah, I've put some Suzuki moldings on this one, so it's nicer. yeah, lot of stuff to do. So yeah, let's show you the engine actually. Yeah, stylus. I do have the other center caps, amateur center caps right here. So yeah, this one used to have AC, but I removed it when I changed the radiator a few months ago. Well, last year. Clear coat is beating, unfortunately. Let's open the hood, engine, the bonnet. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to open it with one hand. There we go. Yeah. Here we go. So yeah, there's a little bit of spider nests, spider webs everywhere. I don't drive this car very often. Um, Recently developed a steering alignment issue, and I'm waiting to replace the front chuck towers, the front chuck top plates someday, and I'm gonna do the alignment afterwards. So yeah, this is not they're not pretty clean, these cars. I don't have a lot of time to put into the cars, nor do I have enough money to maintain them all. But here we go. I replaced the belt recently, the O2 sensor, as I was saying. I did this was already there. I did a cold air intake with the poly filter in into the fender here down there in the bumper. What did I replace there? Yeah, I painted this part. Usually these parts rust pretty rapidly, and the under tray for the battery, usually they rust, and I had to fix those in between other work I did. What else did I do there? Yeah, this is the 1.6 4XE1 double over 8 cam engine from Isuzu. It's 130 horsepower at 6,000 RPM or something, 7,000. Yeah, this rev counter goes up to 8,000 revs, I think. And yeah, it's pretty peppy engine. I really like it. The car is light, so it's really nice to drive this car. I really liked it, but there were some issues to address still. Yeah, let's move on to this. This is my baby, the 1991 Isuzu Impulse RS. Both of these cars actually have been repainted before, and this one, the paint suffered. It suffered a lot because of the Florida sun, and I had to replace this eyelid. Actually, it was peeling off real bad. The paint was peeling off real bad, so I replaced it with another one, which is a little bit better. I leave the door open for now because there's an alarm system on it, and when the car doors are closed, after a few minutes it rearms, even though the doors are unlocked. You may have seen in the exhibition video the other day. Yeah, I have a little bit of work to do on this one as well. I replaced the brake pads and rollers in the front last year, and they're already starting to rust again because of the low quality. Yeah, this one's pretty clean. There's a little bit of an issue with the rubber moldings here in the back, but what I can say, it doesn't have the badging in the back. Unfortunately, when it got repainted, they removed it. So this one has lowered suspensions, not coilovers. It's ST suspension technique springs. As the Stylus does have the the same spring as well. So both car are lowered with ST springs. It's pretty stiff actually. I had to replace the rear chocks and I ordered the struts from Japan because they're not available anymore. And this year I ordered the front struts from KYB2 for the front. Didn't have time to install yet, so that's gonna be in the next jobs. So yeah, this one has a nicer interior, all shined up, and the seats are pretty nice too. They need a good wash with a machine, like to remove some of the dirt in the seats. But overall, they're the original Recaro seats. So yeah, this one has a nice interior. You see, there's the dash rack to put some things on the dash. There's the drink holder and typical Isuzu Impulse RS dash in miles. This one has 84,000 miles. There's the turbo gauge here. This one actually doesn't work because we added on an aftermarket ones. Well, it came with the car and installed it. It was already laying around, so like 10 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, I had to replace that one because the plastic is broken inside. This part actually is not factory. This is an armrest, which is from a Toyota Celica Supra from 1983, 84, 85, I believe. Yeah, this car has had installed the Japanese mirrors, only the exterior part, not the triangle that goes onto the door, because they're different. So I installed those. They usually have a button here for the heated mirrors, and the swivel mirrors, they're gonna fold when you get to park the car. I didn't figure out the wiring yet because I installed them previously in my other Impulse RS I sold to one of my friends, and I transferred the mirror onto this one, but I didn't connect the wiring yet. So this is a pretty interior. Let's check the engine now. Still rolling, yes. Still rolling. This one I also have JDM parts, and yeah, there's the racks on the dash. They're JDM. There's the front turn signals. Well, these are the parking lights, side parking lights, and front turn signals and parking lights in front. They're JDM ones actually. The parking light lights up here, and this is the flasher. And there's the angled parking light on the side, which is different from these ones actually. These ones are flat for North America. So yeah, it's pretty rare parts actually. When I found those, I said I've got to have them. Yeah, there's a NACA duct there on the hood for the turbo, and transfers the air usually into an intercooler. It's not there, eh? It's not there. Usually there's the intercooler up here on top of the engine, but since this one is modified, I'll put the hood prop. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, sorry. So since this one is modified, I've put the intercooler in the front here, and this is an aftermarket fan that takes the hot air away. There's a bunch of stuff I did to this car just to make it running. I gotta figure out a setup for the vacuum lines and stuff. I gotta set up for the all the routing for the intercooler and air filter pod filter that I had to figure out. This car wasn't complete when I got it from my buddy who bought it from Florida, so I had to make a bunch of stuff to to the car to make it legal. Um, we did fabricate a whole exhaust system for this car. I changed recently the what is it, the Corpex with brand new. Well, they were brand new wires and brand new plugs. Runs like a charm there, but there's a little bit of work required, as you see. It's the beginning of getting rusty a little bit. So during the winter, I should get this car in and work on this and remove all the dirt, all the parts, and since I know where they now goes, since the setup is now completed. But well, this is usually with the stock turbo that you don't see and the stock intercooler, the stock system, usually develop 160 horsepower. But with the setup, probably I'm more into the 200s, I reckon. So yeah, this is pretty much a fun car for Sunday drive or night drive. As you see, these freaking top plates are always a problem on these cars. So yeah, well, if you got some question for me, there's stuff I didn't mention yet. This is my second, well, third, third or fourth Isuzu stylus. I had also a red one back in the day, but I had to junk it because it was too rusty as well. This one is like a survivor car. I repainted the front and rear fenders recently. It has the original JDM side skirts, original JDM front fog lights, rally lights, and what else do I have? We got JDM here. I've got this part obviously is not JD. It's not North America. It's a JDM panel. I've got also the rear spoiler, and also the center garnish is a special one now as well. It's the Gemini word lights up. So yeah, this one's the same as the other stylus. Is double overhead cam, 130 horsepower engine. So I'm not gonna show you the engine bay. It's pretty much the same exact one as the other one. This one is pretty much the same interior as well. We got an interesting radio here with the equalizer. Usually this plate actually comes down, and it's a old school CD player from Kenwood. So yeah, this is worth escaping. There's a lot of stuff to do as well on this one. The bodywork is starting to look pretty sad, unfortunately. So I need some funds. I need some money to put and time really important. Need some time to put in this one, time and effort. I redid the rear quarters, but it's not a perfect job. The whole car needs a paint job. So hopefully, if I sell it to somebody, they're gonna restore it. I don't drive this one in winter anymore. Okay, says the sticker. It has a tainted windshield in the upper part here. I think it's pretty rare. I'm not sure if it's an aftermarket windshield. I think so. Yeah, it has been replaced before. So yeah, I need to replace some moldings on this one. Moldings on the doors are peeling off, unfortunately. Need some work here. This is my 1991 Isuzu Impulse XS wagon. It's really rare in Quebec. This one I got it in 2008, I think, 2007. I don't remember exactly the year, but I went to Toronto and bought it from a guy who came from BC or Alberta. This one has some clear flashers in front. These are not original Isuzu flashers. They're actually Dodge Gold. Yeah, Dodge Gold, Mitsubishi Mirage, like the version of the Colt actually that was hatchback, big truck passing by. Yeah, there was the version of the Dodge Colt 200 or something that had the hatchback, and the lamps are actually for the reverse lights. I put them in the front on this car, so they were really sought after when the guy didn't know about this replacement. But these days, I didn't see anyone with them these days. So this car is a survivor as well. Me and my brother, we polished the wheels a few years ago. It's not really chrome anymore, but yeah, I got to redo those. Got to redo the bodywork, obviously. The sides are pretty sad. Unfortunately, the side skirts I put on are from a different model. I think it was fitted on a Chevy Cavalier or something. The JDM parts I've got on this one. There's the steering wheel, which I've got on the other stylus. There's the steering wheel. There's the dash rack and the cup holders on the dash. I've got the original mats. I don't know if these are original, but I think they are. Impulse floor mats. These are Impulse RS front seats, Recaro seats. This one is actually pretty sad. Actually, I got to mend this up someday. It's a survivor car. I did adjust the door recently, but it doesn't close on the first go. These are JDM parts as well. This one is cracked, unfortunately. I have them on both sides. There's the roof spoiler, which is JDM from Japan. This part I got it replaced recently. I had another one laying around, but the stickers are peeling off too. I hope I can make reproductions. Tinted windows. So yeah, these are pretty rare cars. There's a lot of work to do on all of these. The engine is pretty much the same as the other stylus. So yeah, so I hope you guys like my video and can hear me well besides traffic. There's always traffic here, even in the weekdays. Don't know where people go in the weekdays. I'm not working because I have an injury. But yeah, let's pan this up. We gotta show you my 5 cars here before I get them into winter storage. Beautiful car, classic cars. I would need a bucket of paint to paint the 3 white cars at the same time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, a lot of effort and money and tears. Yeah, I managed to keep all those during the years, but since I want to go to Japan, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of these. Probably sell the Storm, put it on for sale. The other stylus, probably somebody's interested. I hope they can restore it. Since I have another one I'm keeping, I'd like to keep the 3, the wagon bag, my RS, and this Gemini stylus. I'd like to keep those, but don't know what's gonna happen from here. Yeah, a lot of work to do. Hope you like my video.